Hello, my name is Rob, and today I thought I'd make a Christmas treat to have my Rumtopf with. Hello, welcome to Rob's Randoms, a channel where I make videos about things that interest me, and I've done a little bit of a series making Rumtopf, a German Christmas liqueur thing that you have with sweets. Since Rumtopf is German, I figured today I would make Stollen to have with it. I'm actually making mini Stollen so that it's easier to take to other people, and apparently it freezes quite well as well. The recipe I'm using today is from a website called Baking in Saskatoon. There is a link in the description, so go follow that for the actual recipe. I will be mentioning what I'm doing, but I'm not going to put the entire recipe on screen or anything. The recipe apparently makes 8 Stollen, but I'm halving it so that I only have to make 4. And this recipe actually started yesterday because I needed to do some prep. So yesterday I cut up some raisins, some currants, some nuts, and some Italian mixed peel, and I mixed that with some dark rum, and I left that to infuse overnight in the fridge. So Stollen actually takes quite a while to make because it's actually a bread, so you have to knead it, and then you have to prove it, and then you shape it, and then you prove it again, and then you have to bake it. It does take quite a while to make. So the steps that I'm following to make this Stollen are: warm some milk, put some sugar into it, and a sachet of instant yeast, and leave that for a few minutes to do its thing. Mix the dry ingredients in a stand mixer. Add the yeasty milk mixture to the dry ingredients.
Then you are supposed to knead the dough for about 5 to 7 minutes in a stand mixer. However, this is where I realised that I hadn't incorporated the butter that I was supposed to, and the ratio seemed off, and I had to add in a lot more flour to turn it into a dough that could actually be kneaded. I also added in some mixed spice to give the dough a bit more flavour as well. After all of this troubleshooting was over, I put it in a grease bowl, covered it up, and put it in my airing cupboard for about an hour.
Okay, so here's the dough. It's had its first rise. It hasn't risen as much as I thought it was going to. It still looks a bit stodgy, but it does have a second rise coming. So hopefully it will rise a bit then as well. Also, I think it's just generally a bit of a dense bread anyway. Right, so next up we need to mix in the fruit and nuts and rum that I sorted out yesterday. So let's do that. So here is the fruit and nut mixture that I sorted out yesterday, which smells wonderful. I could do it on the worktop, but it's just easier if I do it in here. There's less mess. All right, let's just mix all that in there. And so in the recipe, they said that their version had too many fruit and nuts in it as well. So I halved the recipe to make a smaller amount, and then I used less fruit and nuts anyway, but I still think this is too much. So that's about as incorporated as it needs to be. There we go. So I'm going to put that back on, and then we're going to leave that to rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, here it is. It's had its second rise, so now we need to shape it into the form of a Stollen, put it up into 4 pieces, and bake it. Right, there we go. Here's 2 of them, so now these need to go in the oven at 170 for about 40 minutes. Okay, so my Stollen is ready to eat. I have sprinkled it on an absolute mountain of snow. Let's give it a try, let's see how it is, and then let's try it with the Rumtopf and let's see how it works together. So let's just slice off a little bit of this first. It's still warm, it's just come out of the oven. So the fruit and nuts that have been infused with the rum, that works really well. It's such a strong burst of flavour. The actual bread is quite stodgy and thick. I probably did the recipe a bit wrong. That might be on me. I did put some mixed spice in with it at one point because I was worried the bread would be a bit dull otherwise, and that is working really well. There is actually some flavour from it. So this is very nice, but it doesn't have a very strong flavour. It's just the bits of fruit that you can eat. Sometimes they have got the flavour. So I think most of the bread is a bit bland. Maybe not bland, but like in a nice way, it's not got a huge flavour. So I think the Rumtopf with it is going to go quite well. Right, let's get some Rumtopf and let's put it with it and let's see how that goes together. I decanted the Rumtopf into this bowl, and I haven't tried this since the second video in this series, so let's give it another try, just see how it is. stuck, guys. The really strong rum, it had a really strong flavour, not the rum, but like the spices in it, and they've kind of been mellowed. Very fruity, sweet at the beginning, and then it's just like that mellow spiced rum in the background. This is incredible. I'm definitely making this again next year. So now let's cut some more of this Stollen and let's put some Rumtopf on top. And let's spoon some of this over. Let's see how this goes with it. Oh, wow. At the very end there, you got like a kick of rum that I was not expecting. Which is silly, I should be expecting it. That is wonderful as a treat together. It's such a weird mixture of flavours. You got the thick bread, the very fruity flavours. You got the rum and the double rum because there's rum in this as well. Oh my goodness, that goes very, very well together. It's going to have another bit. That is wonderful. And it adds like a sauce to it because otherwise it can be a bit of a dry bread thing. I'm going to have to eat this quick because I feel like it's going to dissolve the bread quite quickly. So this cooking series has taken about 6 or 7 months to actually do, from creating the Rumtopf to making the Stollen and then putting them both together. But it was so worth it. It takes a long time to make Rumtopf, but the result is incredible. I can't begin to explain how lovely that was. Stollen, I might find a different recipe. The one that I found is a bit sparse on details, but I don't know what I did right, but it did it well, and it's come up with a really nice, dense Christmas treat. This was so good. So that is Rumtopf and Stollen. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and this video series. If you have, please do hit like and subscribe. It really would help me out. Thank you so much. My name is Rob, and I will see you in another random video very soon.